We are continuing our shiurim on the Matbayah Bracha. On Matbayah Bracha, particularly the Siddur Rashash on the of the Matbayah Bracha. We're going to be using a chart with all the Matbayah Bracha on it, and we're going to go through this chart with a little bit of understanding Hesberim to understand what's going on. So we had started already from the top. From Barouch, we explained a little bit. We read out some of the quotes from the Arizal in Shah Kabbalists and other places. So we're going to continue reading out different quotes that I've chosen and that I picked up from the different Mefarshim in order to give understanding of what this is all about. Okay, so let's start. Now, we're going to look at the Siddur Rashash over here where it says Barouch. Now, we explained already the beginning. Let's just get a close up over here so we can see what we're doing over here. Okay, I hope this is clear. Okay, that's a bit clear. Hey, can you pass me another copy? Yeah. Okay, now I can see myself. Okay, here we go. So we have over here the word Barouch, if I'm not mistaken, right? This is the word Barouch. And underneath the word Barouch, we'll find that there are shemas over here, right? Straight underneath. We explained that yesterday. That's the zivugim of of Atik and the zivugim of Arich, which are just underneath. Now we also explained that the shefa which is coming down is called Chagat. Now, what does that mean, Chagat? Because we said there's only two different types of shefas. We're either shef of gadlus or shef of katnus. Now, at this moment in time, when you're first building up the partsufim, bringing the shefa, you always bring down shef of the katnus first. And then later on, we'll see a melech ha'olam, that's when you're going to start working on bringing on the shefa gadlus. So, now, shefa katnus that you're bringing down is in the form, it's called chagas. And the muvan me'elav, then when you work with the shefa gadlus, it's called chabad. Okay, so that's clear. So therefore, if we look at this chart over here, we're going to find that it says you're going to make a zivug pinim and chitzon. That's two different sides of the same zivug, and you're going to make a zivug in the chagat and the chagat and nahi of the chagats. I'm pointing in the right direction over here. Here. So it's the chagat that you're focusing over here. See that? There's two chagats. One for the ar rampin, one for the ating, one for ar rampin. So those are the different shaluvim. Again, we don't see any more detail. That's it. Ad kan when it comes to the patzufim of atik and ar rampin. So you can just imagine we're drawing down shefa from on top to all the way bottom. So we start from the Atik, Arachampin, then we're going to move into Abba V'Ima. But I just want to point out over here, you don't see much information. All you find is a zivug between the Eke and Havaya, which represents a zivug for both of them. Now, we're going to go to the next stage here. So we're going to read out the Kita over here, this introductory line that the Rashash tells us to read, before we start being mechaven on these kavanas over here. So let's read that together. V'lahamshich hashefa mizivuk penimi the chabad dema uben the ar champin le zivuk penimi the chabad dema uben the abba v'ima v'yaset. So what does that mean exactly? So, by the way, wherever it says le means it's bringing the shefa from one place to the other place. One place. Okay, so again, let's just take that over again. So we're bringing now the shefa. We brought down the shefa from Atik to Ar Rampin. Now we're going to bring the shefa all the way down to Abba V'Ima. So we read Lahamshich HaShefa Mezivuk Penimi De Chaba De Ma'u Ben De Ar Rampin. That means you're drawing down the shefa. You're drawing down the shefa from the higher Partzufim, Atik and Arich, all the way down to Abba V'Ima. Now, I have to preface about that saying like this. That we're going to bring down two different types of shefa, just to make things a little bit more complicated. One type of shefa, besides the gadlus and katnus that we spoke about a minute ago, we're going to speak about bringing down the shefa, which is via zivug a shefa pinimi, and there's something called shefa chitzon. Two different types of shefas. Before we spoke about different mekoimas, right? This is a mokum godol mezeh. Now we're speaking about a different sug type of shefa. So this sug shefa is called the zivug pinimi. By doing a zivug pinimi, you bring the shefa of pinimi. Now that is called Chabad. That is called Chabad. Right? These names are interchangeable, but let's just use the knowledge that we have of Erechin to understand that equate zivug pinimi with Chabad. Okay, that's a higher form of zivug, more panimistic, and Chabad is a symbol for a very high type of zivug, of shefa. And then he says the ma'uben. Ma'uben always means the right hand side and left hand side, or tzad zacha, which is on the right hand side, and tzad nukva, which is side on the left hand side. They're al champin. That means in al champin we're going to find that there's two parts of al champin: a ma side of al champin and a ben side of al champin. And you're going to bring that shefa le zivuk pinimi de chabad de ma'uben de abba ve'ima ve'yasud. And you're going to bring the shefa to where? To Abba ve'ima and Yisod Saba. So you see the shefa moving down from the higher partsufim, from Atik down to, from Atik, and then from Al Champi, and then finally to Abba ve'ima. So we're drawing down the shefa slowly but surely into the final parts of where we find when we get them to zoom. Okay, remember, this is all in the word Barouch. Now, so we're going to make a zivug again in our champin, and that's going to transfer the shefa to both the tzad ma'uben of Abba ve'ima and Yasud. So let's look on the right side of here. Over here, our right, but it's actually on this side is my left. And we're going to read. So that was just the title. This was the title, and now we're going to read more specifically what you do. So shefa de ma. The ma, because ma is on the right hand side. That's why the al champin, we know the parts of al champin. The chub, that means chochma bina chasadim das gvos, which is a more of a pilot of the type of shefa that you're bringing down. The chabad, the zivug pinimi. Again, the zivug pinimi is this particular type of shefa that we're bringing down right now. Later on, we'll see what zivug chitzon. That's going to bring a lower type of shefa. The ma, the abba v'yisa saba.
I don't understand. Zivuk Pnimi of who with who?
A Zivuk Pnimi, this is between, this is Abba V'Ima, this is Abba V'Yisra Saba Minuber making a Zivuk over here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Okay? And also we have on the left hand side, Sheva de Ben, de Archampi, Lechub, not Chub Chug, it's only the chub of the chaba de zivug pinimi. Oh, by the way, no, sorry, I'm mistaken. We're not making a zivug over here. We're bringing the chabad of the zivug that you originally made from Al Champin. Al Champin, he has a tzad ma, tzad ben.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a zivug menubei. Okay?
Yeah.
So the Zohar side of it and,
Yes.
and the nukva.
Yes.
Now we're bringing that shefa, which is called the chabad of that zivug pinimi,
So yeah.
to
Into
Abba
Abba
and
and to-
Yisra. And on the left hand side, which is on the right side over here, you're going to bring it down to Ima Vitfuna. Okay?
Malchu is chub.
Now going back to the right hand side, let's continue. So where's that going specifically? Let's go into the Malchut of the Chub Chug, the Zivug Elyon, the Abba V'Yisro Saba. Abba V'Yisro Saba. On the left hand side, we have the Malchus, the Chub, the Zivug Elyon, the Ima Vitfuna.
Zivuk between Ima and Vuna.
No. Again, this is to a mokum where the zivug takes place.
Okay.
Yeah. The malchus, the chub, the zivug, elyon, the ima, v'tvuna. Okay. Now, let's analyze this. When we talk about this shefa, now what you're seeing over here are shefa. These shemos over here. This ab on the right hand side is called ab sagmobem. See these four names. This keneged over here. The ab sagmobem. These are keneged chochma bina chasadim dedas gvos. That's why he calls them chub chug.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? In our language, you see over there, it was mispar asmab.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mispar. Asma, right? Ab Sag Ma'oben. On the left-hand side, when you find the counterpart of the Ab and the Sag, which is called Kasa and Kamag. That's a gematria. Kasa is 161, right? That's if you add in the Aleph Lamed Pei and the He and the Yud and Yud Vav Dal and the He and Yud, you come out 161, and the other one is Kamag, 143. Now we have to question at this moment in time. The Mepharshim asks this question: is that
where's the Aleph coming from?
Aleph? That's the Eke.
Right.
Eke is always a representative of female patzuf. Since we're talking about Ima and Tvuna, so she always has Ekes to attach to her patzuf. Every time we speak of a female patzuf, and when we speak about a male patzuf, we usually speak about Ab, Sag, Ma'uben. Now, what we have to question over here, that the Mepharshim ask over here, that this is not the lo ke klalenu. I mean, we have a klal, is that the shefa doesn't really look like this. Shefa is not really represented by Ab, Sag, Ma'oben. So the question is, when we're dealing, for example, the shefa, the particular shefa that we're dealing at this stage over here, as I mentioned early on, is Mochim de Katnus. Later on, when we get to the words Melech HaOlam, that's what we're going to start working with Mochim de Gadlus. Mochim de Gadlus. So how does Mochim de Gadlus, how to differentiate between Mochim de Gadlus and Mochim de Gadlus? Mochim de Gadlus always has Elokims. We saw in the Kabbalists of Pesach, when we did them. And Mochim de Gadlus is Havayas. Is a Havayas, Yud Kei Vav Kei. So what is this business over here of Ab Sag Ma'oben doing over here? So the Shah Rachmin asks this question. He gives a very, very interesting question, interesting answer to this. And his answer is, by the way, Shah Rachmin, here's the Sefer Shah Rachmin. These are Ma'amorim, not Ma'amorim, Pshatim of Shol Dweck. He wrote the Eshel on the Otzrot Chaim. So this is Shelet Shuvas. It's brought down he was Melakid from Rav Katzin. Rav Katzin was his Talmid Muvak of Rav Shol Dweck to put it together. And he writes over there in Chelik Beis, Simon Chav Beis, he writes that this Lashon, L'remez es al Ralab shebeteves Barouch. That's what he says. Now what does that mean? L'remez es al Ralab shebeteves Barouch. Any ideas? Any guesses?
In the middle of Baruch or something?
No, the Matbayah Bracha, no? The Matbayah Bracha.
That's right. What is the gematria of Baruch?
With the Oasis.
The four Oasis. Beis Reish Vav Chav is 232.
With voices.
Yeah.
Ralab, right? So
28, no?
What did I say? 200.
Oh, you said 32.
Ralab, 232. Yeah.
With the Oasis.
Oh, with the Aces.
Yeah, that's what you meant. We're going there. Plus the four Oasis makes yeah. Okay. So the pshat like this is very unusual, by the way, I always say, because we don't find such a thing. But usually, look what we do. Really, we're supposed to be seeing over here Elokim over here. 4 Elokim, whatever you want to bring down. 4 Elokim, 1 Elokim, doesn't matter. To indicate that you're bringing down that Shefa, and how do you see it? By Elokim. The Rashash is changing that surah in order to give you a gematria of Ralab in order to match the word that you're saying, Baruch. You hear that mitzvah? It's such a thing. It's a Peladic thing. Elamai.
But I don't think we are
It's
the Shefa here. You know what? Instead of having a baby, I'm going to have a dog, because dog is matria.
Right, so let's give a hezbollah to this. As I'm saying, this we don't find this b'derech klam. B'derech klam we don't find it. Maybe one or two other places we find such a thing. So the pshat like this is that, by the way, the Gar in Shah Rachamim says, Ad k'dei kach, don't be an ober chacham and start to mechaber elokim here. Because you know the emes is Mochim de Katnus and it has to be Elokim name. It's about that we have the Rashash telling you it's Ab Sag Ma'oben, even though it's counterintuitive, you mechaven. That's the halacha lemaisa. So what's the pshat here? The pshat is as follows. This is I saw this has been brought down, is that Vaisachos from here that it's so important to misyaches the kavana to the milah that you're saying, that ad kedei kach it's kedai me'oid to mishana the actual shefa. Even though aliba the emes avada the mochen the elokim are coming down, but it's kedai in order to keep you in tune with what you're actually doing. I tell you, Ma'aseh Shahaya. Ma'aseh Shahaya. Once we're mechaven in a particular sefer, and all the kavanas are gewaltig, mechaven, and through the kavanas, somebody pointed out that the word is missing. One of the words of tefillah was working, like Shema, and then Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Elokeinu was missing. The word Elokeinu was missing. So all these kavanas is Yotze Lechutza. Gorish belts, you're not Yotze in mitzvahs, you think you're going to study mechaven all these kavanas. So what's more important, the milah or the kavanas? Rather the milah. So it is the ikka. The kavanas is just coming to show you the background of what's being poiled over there. But if you don't say the actual word, it's going to reveal. So the milah is the ikka here. So the Rashash felt that it's important misyachas that even the kavanas, even if we have to manipulate the kavanas somehow to match the word, it's go choshev. It's a mixes hezbollah, but it's something to go for.
Now, what would be the real kavanah?
Huh?
The real kavanah would be what? Let's say I want to make the real one.
Okay.
No, but you need ma'uba, you need different kavanahs, you need.
So you'd have Elohim spelled in different ways with them. We saw by Pesach. We saw the Hey, there's a Hey or Hey Aleph, Hey Yud.
But you don't have do you have in Elohim Zachor Nekeva? We got Ma'uban in Elohim. I remember different Elohim.
Yeah, the Yudim is masculine, Hey.
The hey, how do you spell the hey?
But you won't be able to make the tzirufim, you won't be able to play like this.
Okay, so it's all theoretical anyways, but that's not the point. The point is you have to mechaber, the Hagah here in the Shah Rachman says you have to mechaber k'moshehu.
The chef is coming by itself without you mechavering. That's what comes out.
No, the chef is, and that was stomach kasha because Mochem the Katas anyways is coming down, right? So, but you have to misyaches to the kavana in order to we'll give a few tools. Either you have to bring it down, the zibur happen by itself, or you have to misyach in order to get the schal, kilo shita pu'ula, various terutzim. But you definitely misyaches to the shefa. So you leave your mind open, you look at this kavana, and vice versa that attaches you to the ikka kavana, which is the Elokim over there. Now the question is on the left hand.
There's no other terutzim.
I haven't seen.
It's honestly, it's a bit strange, no? No, I mean, I want to make it something else. Who cares?
What?
I want to make it something else. Who cares? Anyway, it's not the real kavanah. Who decide this kavanah? The Rashash? Thank you. Who is it to change the kavanah? The real kavanah?
There is no real kavanah. This for us is the real kavanah. Again, I didn't say this is the emistic soft postuk of the Hezbollah. I don't. Maybe there's other people there on the Masbir, but this is the.
Why would he?
We have to be careful the way we check with the Rashash. You have to.
No, but I don't know. I said no, not the Rashash.
The Rashash put his kavanas here.
Yeah, I believe the Rashash. No, that's the kavanah.
No.
So why would he say? Oh, you know what? I will tell Israel a kavanah with shemois v'chulu. It's fake. It's just for the Ramaz of Barouch.
One second. Before you start putting down the Rabbanim, you have to say.
No, the Rashash.
I'm talking about the Shah Racham. You're putting down the Shah. You have to know who the person was,
right? I want to understand. I mean,
right. The Shah Racham was Shol Dweck.
Yeah.
Shol Dweck, and if you ask Rav Yaakov Hillel who Shol Dweck, he would bow down and kiss his feet. For him, it's like
even his feet would not.
And all the yeshivas in there, so all the big yeshivas, like Shah Shemayim, Orbach. The yeshiva that I attended to of Tiferes Mordechai, of Mordechai Tia, they all paskin according to the Shol Dweck. He wrote a pirush which has a skama of the leshem. He's not an Odom Cotton.
He's the one who did it all in his head. Right?
That's right.
And he passed down.
Yeah. Oh, the Kabbalists?
Yeah. Because he was blind, I think. He couldn't see that.
Anyway, I'll call upon him. So the vote is if he's touching on the Rashash and he has all the greatest respect for the Rashash and he's telling you that's the Hezbollah over here.
But are we together that even you don't understand what I mean?
I understand. I don't understand a lot of things. Not a right, but what's important is that we just listen to the words. The Haggah here says that even sounds like a bit of a fishy story. What's going on over here, but nevertheless, ad kedei kach, it's so emistic. You can't even go along and mechavin alukim over here. But you'd think, you know what? Oh, it's very practical. Okay, I'll think emes. I want to attach the kavanah to the word boel. But I know the emistic pshat is elokim. They say they tell you it's not kedai.
That's to be.
Not kedai.
There has to be a reason for that, no?
Okay, adkan. That's what I can tell you.
Why are you saying it should be elokim?
Because mochim the katlas we're bringing down over here. This is mochim the gadlus here.
But he's talking about a very high level still. Wouldn't that make a difference?
No. Now the problem is on the left-hand side. Now we know that you bring in all the shefa.
By the way, just not to be but the etzem, that's shefa. It's not mochin de katnos. What we moishech, it's shefa. The shefa will turn to be mochin de katnos when it's magia to its place.
No.
When you a baby, when the baby is a very small fetus in the womb of the mommy, he's not bringing your eye from the mommy in the eye of the baby. It takes something else which is not her eyes.
It expands into it later on.
Yeah. So.
Basically it starts off as something very small,
which is not which
is just the garin, and then it expands into.
So otherwise it should be elokims.
No.
Well, no. It only becomes elokims later. Only when it comes into one of the lower parts of him, then you can see it takes the form of elokim.
You're working backwards. This is mochin the gadlus here.
No.
Ab Sagma Ben is mochin the gadlus.
No.
So according to you, it shouldn't even be elokims. You're saying it should be even less than elokims.
Why is this mochin the gadlus?
Again, Ab Sagma Ben is mochin the gadlus. That's the kasha.
Yeah, but that's a shefa. That's a shefa. It's not.
Mochim and sheva are identical for me. I don't see any hezbollah to any reason why to machalik between shefa and mochim. The exact same thing. Okay, adkan. Let's move on. Now on the left hand side, we find that there is shefa going down to tvuna, iman tvuna. Now what's a shtikla pella over there on the Zohar side? We have 4 different types of level of shefa, which can the chub, which is mochim, right? You bring that mochim. Mochim is always 4 parts. Keneged chochma, bina, chasadim, das, and gurda. Kitzu, chabad is coming down. When it comes to the left-hand side, you only have chub. What happened to the das? What happened to the das? So again, they ask this question. Everything I bring down is just a liquid what I've seen. So the
there's not as many permutations in Maisa. There's no Vav there. So what can we do?
What do you mean there's no permutations?
Hey, we make hey.
Yeah, there are 4 permutations. So what we call them, so let me explain. So what officially you would see is kasa, kamag, kana. Kana would be the 4th one. So we have 2 keneged chochma bina. Yeah, everything's keneged. So chochma bina is kasa. What? Right, and then and the keneged the chasadim the das you would have kamag, and keneged the gvus the das you would have kana. 151. Gemat 151. Okay, so we do find that, but why over here that we're only finding 2? So it's
No. There's only kasa, kamag, right? So there's 2 kasas, keneged chochma bina.
Yeah, kasa, kamag,
kana. Is there any difference between 2 kasas?
Yes, chochma bina.
Yeah, but in the actual way you write it out.
The permutation is hey you do.
Is like the hey made of like a daled and yud and daled and vav?
I think so, yeah.
It is.
Yeah. So we have 4. So the answer is the answer is as follows. Now it's emes. We find, for example, in Otzrot Chaim, in Shah Abba V'Ima, Perek Ches Klal Dalet. You can look it up over there. It's on the left-hand side of the page. No, I'm talking to you. You're looking at the Otzrot Chaim. If you look at the Shah Abba V'Ima, Perek Ches Klal Dalet. There he said, look before, you want to read it out to us? I don't have the text there. I do have it.
Which perek?
Abba V'Ima.
Which perek?
Perek Ches.
זיווגים, פרק חס,
Yeah, cloud dalit.
אמרנו פרק חס?
Yeah. Okay, anyways, there he says that you should have kasa, kamag, and kana. So why do we only have over two over here? So he says machalik between mochim and kelim and levushim. When you're dealing with mochim and achanam, you should have 4 mochim keneged chochma bina chasadim dasim gvurdas. When you're dealing with kelim and levushim, which we are, there's only 3. There's only 3. And we'll see the third one comes later on. But 4 you'll never see by kelim. That's the tales that they give over here. Okay, so let's move on. And then you bring it down to the malchus. That means you bring it all the way down to Abba Ve'ima, the shefa, and you bring it down. See this Havai over here, and the Eke on the other side. That's representing Abba, which is the Havai Yudke Vavke, and the Eke is representing Ima and Tvuna.
You don't have that one.
What?
You don't have Chasadim Gvurus. That's not on the left side.
On the left-hand side,
You don't have the chuk.
yeah. On the left-hand side, we don't have a chuk. Yeah. Now, why don't we have the Pe'asodeh? The Pe'asodeh is an interesting say. Pe'asodeh is all the writings that the Rav Shalom Dweck wrote on the side of his Otzrot Chaim. Pe'asodeh that they gathered. That's actually Rav Yaakov Hiller's work. He took his Otzrot Chaim and collected all and put it into a sefer called Pe'asodeh. There in Chelik Beis Daf Resh Mem Ches, he writes that the zivug between Chabad shenase kan hu zivug minu bei be'aba u'be'ima ve'yisor saba ve'ima u'tfuna. Now, ממילא לפי זה יש הרבה סידורים שהוא מוסיפים עוד זיווג אחר. Okay, that's later on. Sorry, I preempted that. Now, what I wanted to tell you over here is that why don't we find the das over here by the 2 on the left hand side? Because there's a cloud that Nashim Datum Kala.
See.
Nashim Datum. This is the Drush actually in Otzrot Chaim.
Drush?
Yeah, a Drush in Otzrot Chaim that we find in many different places. He brings this down. That the Nashim Datum Kala. I'm trying to find out where is the makor for this.
Why in Otzrot Chaim?
Yeah.
We had it already. Yeah.
Yeah, we had it. We had it in different places.
Yaakov Vedea, I would say, no?
Yeah, here. The Shemin Sosa brings it down. Shemin Sosa in the Pesach Hanayim in Daf Pei on the base. He says Sheheyois Hanukva Data Kala Kenoda Yesh Larak Chub. She only has a Chub. Kivan Shel Chub Hu Mina Das Ve'ein La Das. It gives a push to the teretz. The teretz is why don't we see chasadim das and gvos das, because that is das and nashim kalas they don't have a das. They have a different type of das. They have a big yesera. They have different qualities.
So what they're missing? Missing the chuk.
Yeah, missing the chuk because they have the dat and kala. Yeah. The kasha over here, though.
That's the wrong shame.
Oh, that's the kasha. The kasha over here would be an obazoi on the left-hand side over here, where we find the eke, the 2 ekes. This is kas and kamag.
It should be kasa.
It should be shikasa kasa.
What? Hey.
Kas and kasa. That's keneged chochma bina.
Yeah. There you go.
Kasa it's keneged chochma. But here we have kasa kamag.
So it's the right hand side. It's the chochma and the chasadim.
Chasadim and das. So you just told me dat and kala. On that, this is what I should have told you afterwards. This is where it comes in the Shah Abba Ve'ima. They said that only applies, that cloud of kasa kama kana chochma bina chasadim and only applies to mochim.
Okay.
When you're talking about levushim and kelim, we don't make that two cell between the chochma bina and thing. So in taka in kelim, this would be chochma bina.
Right. And what would the chuk be? It would be kasa and kamag, I guess.
No, it's funny. What would change?
No, kamag you have over here. We're talking that's a kelim.
Good kamag.
That's a kelim. That's a kelim.
Sorry, kasa and kana.
No. They didn't work in those gedolos. You don't have 2 kasas.
So what would the names of the chug be?
What do you mean the chug? We have kelim. You don't have chug in kelim.
And what was the 4?
You don't have chug in kelim.
So maybe that's why it doesn't mention it there, because there aren't any shameless.
No.
We're talking. This is talking about kelim. Yeah.
Yes.
But maybe the chug is there, but it doesn't have any names. There's no shameless for the names of the chug.
In kelim.
The chug is here as well.
No, sorry. I have the chug is kana. The chug is kana.
Just kana.
Just kana.
Just kana.
That's right. Kasa is the chokhmah. Bina is kamal, and the chug is kana. Correct.
And this one is missing. Is the kana is missing?
Yeah, it's missing the kana. We'll see later when kana is later on.
And so basically, you've only
got
3 instead of 4 then.
That's right. Because we're dealing with kelim and levushim, not moichin.
So you're putting all these the ekavaya shilufs. You bring them all down into these 2 on the right and the left.
So we're starting from Atik, Arich,
making zivugim.
All these zivugim going into the right hand side, which is Abba and Yisrael Saba, and the left hand side.
These are moichin. We bring down the oros.
These are moichin.
These are moichin.
Moichin. But again, it should be Elokims as we spoke out earlier.
Well, what about the oros?
We don't see that. We're going to speak about that later on. Why is it? If you look at page number 5, or page number base, even base, page base. So you see, this is Aleph, Base, Gimel, Dalet, Hey, Vav.
Yeah.
So on page base, you'll find oilers over here. See that? You see Havayas over here. These Havayas are oilers. That's not shepherd. That's oilers. Now the shaila is, Mepharshim also asked us the question: why didn't we see any oilers over here? The answer is, again, we're so high. We're so high. Alavai, we see anything b'chla.
Yeah, we can't be mecham the oros of the Keser Elyon.
That's right.
That's way
it's
too
so
high.
It's way too high. It's the malchus, the akudim, the nekudim.
Is that all?
Machlekes.
But we take on the Keser Elyon. The Keser Elyon is the Malchus de Nekudim, which is the Keser of the forget. That's right. It's the Malchus of Akudim, which is the Keser of Nekudim.
Right.
Keser of Nekudim. Okay, so all we see is just the zivug. Zivug of Havaya Eket together. That's all it's represented by that Heilige Shefa, which is coming down. But later on, when we start coming down closer back to home, back to Zoom, then you're going to start seeing much more. The page. As you'll see, the page starts getting filled up with oilers, and a lot of things start flying over
I don't think so. Yeah, but we
now,
don't relate to
what you're going to do now is that you're going to bring all that shefa down.
Because we know it's coming from there.
You're going to bring all that shefa. I want you to look at this chart for a minute over here.
Otherwise, this quote is going to see us.
Of course, in the back of your mind, you know that it's coming from.
Yeah.
The first thing we actually focus on.
This is station. It's like a train station, and we mention only the station that are needed for the.
That's right. Derech Havor, Derech Havor, Derech Havosha. Right.
Yeah. So the first thing we actually think about consciously, like in terms of Shemus, is when it gets to the Atik, the Chagas of Atik, basically.
That's right. Well, why is it Chagas Atik? I explained because we're dealing. You asked me this last week. We're dealing more in the katnus here.
Yeah.
So we're not macham be'etzim to push it down because it's coming. Anyways, there's zivugim there. Chitzona are happening together. And what we spoke about Abba ve'ima, that was that particular case of Abba ve'ima. That was a general statement. Yes. We only have to go. For example, in Kreshima, we don't talk about going Keser Elyon, right? We explained. So why over here we have to go to Keser Elyon? So we said because we don't have the si'ua of a ganze tefillah. In tefillah, we have dalit chalokim in the tefillah. We have korban, we have chai brachas, we have korbanos and zmiros and kreshima, and then we have shmona esrei. We have a ganze si'ua of abiyah, the atzilus coming down to abiyah to help us being messiah le'aliyas birurim. Here we have nothing of that. We're on our own. So therefore, we have to grab onto the shepherd in a much, much higher area and bring it down. That's why we start from Keser Elyon. But Echanami comes from the Eibishter again, like we said, in order to mechadish anything, you have to go to the end of it.
And so we basically start
yeah.
Oh, that's the same. So we start actually having the kavanas at the top of Atzilus.
That's right. But you only see very little kavanas. Only a zivuk.
Yeah. And it's not even the Chabad of Ati, it's the Chagas.
No, it is the Chabad. It's the Chabad, and the night chagas of the chagas.
Of the chagas.
Of chagas, because it's multi-katnas. Melech ha'olam, you're going to start seeing.
The Kabbalists.
Then you're going to see Chabad.
Then we'll be back.
I see. So we do deal with the whole.
But again, also you're only working with the zivug pnimi over here. We're going to be working simultaneously with zivug pnimi, zivug chitzon all together.
Is that going to be the pattern? Is going to be the whole way through the bracha?
Yeah.
So can you just like be mechavan one and say, and then it happens with the other one as well?
No, it's different kavanas.
So it's not. It's not just copy paste.
No, it's not copy paste.
Right. Okay.
Completely different kavanas. Okay, so there are going to be 2 tracks of kavanas that you're bringing this thing, bringing this Halig Shevet down.
How do you practically do it? Can you just?
You have a sieve in front of you and you look at it.
You have to do panimichas and panimichas.
Unless you've done it so many times, you memorize it, but otherwise.
Right.
Now, this chart is crucial to understand the kavanas. We find this in Sha'ar Rafach as well, as we did in Otzrot Chaim. Now, let's just look at this for a little. I don't want to go too much into depth over here, but this is going to help us understand what he means by over here by the Malchus, the Chub, just before the Havaya. Just before he said over here that where are you bringing this to? You're bringing this down to the Malchus. So what does this Malchus have to do with anything? Because in a minute we'll see that you're bringing down to the Yesod. It doesn't mean we're going down to Malchus and back to Yesod. So what's this Malchus that he mentions over here? The Malchus, the Chub, the Zivug, the Elyon. So the answer to that is every time we look at a sphera, we can subsplit the sphera into 10 spheres. So, for example, if I'm dealing with a Kesser, so this is the entire thing is Kesser. Now, within Kesser, you have 10 spheres. You have the Kesser, you have the Chochmah, and the Bina, let's say. Let's talk about the first 3. Excuse me. Now, we're going to split the Kesser into 2 parts, called the Kachab Chagat Nahi, which basically means the 9 top spheres of that Kesser, and the Malchus of that Kesser. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, how is that represented? How do you know what you're looking at is represented by the Havaya Pshuta? When the Havaya Pshuta is around, you have to know you're dealing with the Tesha spheres, Elyoni of that particular sphere that you're dealing with. When you're dealing with the Malchus of that, when you're dealing with, for example, the Misbah, when you see that when he talks about Malchus, Malchus is a code word for Gematria. That means he wants you to look at the lower part of that sphere. It means he wants you to look at the Gematria of that sphere. Okay?
So the Gematria is the Malchus of it.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Okay? Now, then there's the Achorayim bits and so on, which we don't need right now. But if we go down to Chochmah, for example, the same categories apply, the Tesha Spheros and the Malchus. That means the Tesha Spheros, you're looking at the Oisius. And when you deal with Malchus, when you see the word Malchus, it's Gematria. Now, when you look at Chochmah, it's interesting that you see the Miloi over here. The Miloi. Mm-hmm. And when you look at Bina, it's the Miloi de Miloi. Miloi de Miloi.
Yeah, I've seen this before.
Okay? So therefore, if I would tell you we're dealing with the Miloi of the Chochmah, of the Malchus, I'm giving you a message, it's a code. I'm telling you, I want you to look at this in the frame of reference of a Gematria, not in the Oasis. Okay? You got what I'm saying? So therefore, if I tell you I want the Malchus of the Chochmah and the Bina, of the Chug, then that means I'm telling you, the Rashash is telling you, I want you to look at the Malchus, that means the Gematria of the Moshe Chochmah would be the Miloi. The Miloi. And then Obazoi, there we can understand what the chef is all about. When I look at Absag Malben, I don't know what he wants. I'm so confused, right? Because I'm thinking it should be more the Elokims. So what is he trying to tell me this? I told you the secret was, because I wanted Gematria of Reish Lamed Beis. How did I know it? Because I saw Malchus. Malchus told me that I should be learning this. When I look at this, I should be interested in not in the actual letters, but actually in the Gematria Shabo. And so when I take the Gematria, I find it has the same Gematria of Barouch.
Well.
Okay, so that's what he's telling us over here. That makes sense?
Which is the Gematria Barouch, which all four together.
Yeah, all four together. Ab, which is 72. Sag is number 2, 63. Plus Ma, which is 45, plus Ben 52. We'll get you plus. We'll get you. How much will get you? 72, 63, 45, and 52.
232.
232. Ghalab.
Barouch. 232.
Plus you add the four letters of Baruch. We'll get you the gematria of Baruch.
That's Rav Shalom does something else.
Okay, so that's what he means over here. By the Malchus, the Chochma, the Chub, the Zivug Elio de Abba.
Number of pairs you can get. Is that 221?
Okay, so let's go back to it. Now, let's go to page now.
Probably this all Kesser.
What?
Was this Kesser, the Kesser, this all of Kesser?
Yeah.
No, this Choma Dikata?
Well, you can look at actually, you don't have to say that. You can look at each different sphere on itself, and you have a panim to that sphere, and you have an ach to that sphere. So you don't have to necessarily say what I said. You can look at each sphere of Bifnei Atzma, and each one will be divided into a panim and achraim. Well, we don't have to go to the achraim right now because we're not going to get to what we're doing over here. So now let's go to page number 2 on our chart over here.
What did you just say?
What?
What did you just say?
The achraim we don't have to talk. Each sphere.
The bit before that. About you look at each one separately. Each Sephira.
Kesser, we're looking at Kesser. This is Kesser, and then this is looking at Chochmah.
Oh, you mean this is what you mean each sphere, not each sphere within the Kesser, not the Kesser Chochmah and Bina separately and the Kesser Quran.
Yeah, each category in its own.
The three Sephiras.
Each category in its own.
Right. Okay.
So what does it say? The next Koteres over here, the address. The Lechabin, Achabad, again, that's the Shefa that was produced through the Zivug. The Ma'u Ben, that means on the right hand side, that means both for Abba V'Isra Saba, and Ben would represent the Ima and Tfuna, the Abba V'Ima, V'Yasut, Lehamshech Tipat, Abzag Ma'u Ben, which we saw already again, that was the Asma, L'Yesod de Chabad, Hanaz de Abba V'Isra Saba. Okay? So we're bringing down the Shefa, where we're bringing it down to, all the way down to the Yesod, where they reside. That's what we want with the tipa.
What do you mean?
And on the left hand side, we want the tipa, the kasa kamag, le kana. Here we go. There's kana coming into play. Should be yesod the chabad, the ima utfuna. Utfuna.
Now, why yesod? We already did machushes before.
Excuse me? So the machus means it's a code. I told you machus doesn't mean machus. Machus means mispar.
Well,
I just showed you that.
Yeah, machus. Yeah.
Mispar. That means it's a remez. The Rashash wants you to look at the malchus, the mispar, the gematria, in order to understand that this is not the emes keshefa, but rather look at the mispar to remind you of Shem Baruch.
So why is it write the whole thing out then? Why doesn't it just write the gematria?
What?
Rav Shalom Base or whatever it is. It's just a b'mechav this number.
Again, we're bringing out shefa. There has to have a tzur to this. I don't have a great answer for this, I'll tell you, I'll be very honest. But this is the...
You can make it much more simple then.
And then you jump to Malchut, I'm happy.
The Malchus is not Malchus, I told you.
But what?
It's not Sphere's Malchus.
So we were in Abba Ve'ima now. No, Israel Sabat Vuna. Now, where do we move? We take the Shefa of Israel Sabat Vuna into Malchus. So, that's what's the code. The MS, what is it? Into what?
Into Kafrov.
We're not interested.
That's a code, that's not the real thing.
No, we're not. It doesn't matter where. In the Palsuf, we're not giving details. In Abba Ve'ima and Yisrael Sabat Vuna. Into their Palsuf, we brought it into... I don't know what's called.
הבנתי, I understand now. You say למלכות means למלכות of Israel Sabat Vuna.
Forget Malchus. Just translate that word Malchus as Gematria.
When you say here, להמשיך השפע למלכוס דחוב. Not למלכוס דחוב, it's a code. The code of Chub. What's the code of Chub?
What do you mean code? Doesn't say Malchus there.
You are being mamshechit to the Malchus.
At the bottom, right, at the bottom, yeah.
You are being mamshechit to the Malchus, it's just when you mechavim, what you're being mamshechit to, you may be mechavim.
No, because we see then page 2, you're going to the Yisod. If you brought it down to the Malchus, we never see Sheva going back up.
That's the problem.
I'm saying, so this Malchus doesn't mean Malchus. Malchus means Gematria.
So where do you bring it, this Shefa?
Listen, you have to know one klal is that often we're not given all the details.
I understand, yeah.
So if we're not giving all the details, it's not really important where it went exactly. It went to the Netzach hole. Okay, so it went into the Parzuf. That's good enough for us. The Rashash doesn't. If the Rashash is not telling the product exactly where it went to, it's not okay.
He said the Malchus. No, from the beginning. So I'm thinking, you know what? The MS it doesn't go to Ari Chapin. Ari Chapin as well is a code that it's mefurash and not material.
Listen, Rabbi, I'm not making this up.
No, I understand.
When we see them, listen. If you lived 350 years ago, then I would go for whatever you tell me.
No, I don't.
We're just listen. You're right. If they had said this, I would say, yeah, Al Champin, I would be here darshaning. Al Champin is the code, doesn't really mean it. But they don't say that. What do you want from my life? Al Champin is not a code. When they talk about, that's why we have to follow the Mefarshim. When the Mefarshim said this is a remez, follow the instruction. When they said this is dafka, follow the instruction.
Yeah.
We're not on the level to understand the tifka of why they said all these things. It's all right. It's good enough for what we have. Baruch Hashem, we have a mahalach in the shefa bringing it down. So now, right now, we're up to the Yesod. You bring it down to the Yesod.
Sorry, where from? From Yisrael Savot.
Yes. Okay. On the right hand side, it's Abba and Yisrael Saba Tuna, and Ima and Tuna on the left hand side. Now you're bringing it down. Now I want to show you something over here. It's a bit of a problem here because if you have two Partzufim coming down, you should have two Zivugim over here. One on the right hand side, one on the left hand side. So the Nai Sidurim actually put one Zivug over here, one Shilug of Havai Ek on this side to represent the what's happening over here between Abba Yisrael Saba, and on the left hand side it is another Zivug for representing Ima thing. But everybody, the earlier Sidurim did not make this chiluk, and the Mefarshim
be the same one but twice.
Sorry?
Yes, the same thing twice.
Same thing twice, right.
But honestly, I would have been a Mechadesh. I would never put now to Shemois.
Why?
It was a code. Who knows? Who knows?
We're not here to Mechadish things.
Yeah, that's why.
What?
How could you be Mechadesh to put two Shemois now? The new Chidush Sidurim.
Oh, so that's what I'm saying.
The
Right. So that's the point I'm making. That the Mefarshim say that since we don't find that the original Sidurim, and they give a guns to Musa Drosh at this point. They say, this is a limud for the doiros, because if we start chapping the Sidurim, what are the next generation going to start chapping? Well, I think like this, and I think this is a code, and I think this is a code, and this is a remez, and all of a sudden start taking different things, and the whole thing, the guns limud, so that's why it's very important just to even though we don't understand the tifka, what's going on here, but we should keep it as status quo.
It's a bit like Gemara. If you don't understand Gemara, you don't change it.
Exactly. You really don't understand?
Yeah.
All right, good.